maybe the first part of it?
Let me see here. Yeah. Okay. Let me see here. Now, yeah, this is a principle that I want to talk to you guys about. So Kirubje lived about 600 years ago. And when he quotes something, he's probably not going to quote another Tibetan. He's probably going to quote, except for his teacher, but probably, and by the way, by then probably his teacher's books weren't carved yet, or all of them. So he's probably going to quote something from ancient India. And I wanted to teach you guys a certain principle here, which is that when somebody early in Tibet, like Kirubje, quotes a sutra, oftentimes they're quoting a sutra that was quoted in the Tengyur. And maybe that sutra didn't even exist by their time. You see what I mean? So when you go looking for a quotation where it says, Lord Buddha said, remember that principle, especially when you're in the early Tibetan period, okay? Because maybe the Kangyur wasn't completely available at that time. In fact, it had just become available. So it's very likely, if you can't find a quotation in the Kangyur, check the Tengyur and be happy with it. And don't feel that you didn't do a good job, because a lot of the sutras that Tsongkhapa or his two disciples are quoting were no longer available even at their time. And then the best you can do is to find it in the Tengyur. So I'm using this quotation as an example.
Geshe-la, could you give us some advice about what early Tibetan authors means? Like how
well, you know, super early is Sage's text, okay?
Yeah.
And that's an Indian who walked to Tibet and spent 12 years there. And so his book is like Atisha, super early, right? That's going to be super early. That's going to be the bridge between Tibet and India. It's 1000 AD for us. You can find some books 800 AD. And by the way, for comparison, the big move from Buddhism to China took place 300 to 600 AD. It was almost done by the time Buddhism reached Tibet. Oftentimes the Chinese can be very valuable. The Chinese language editions can be, like in the case of the Questions of Melinda of King Menander. The Chinese is very valuable because it was translated much earlier and it never reached Tibet, but it got into China. And the best edition we have is the Chinese one. So, so that's the crossover. Then in about 1200, then you have the Kadampas, okay? Early short works mostly, although there's a few exceptions. The Tenrim Chemo is an exception. That's 1,000 pages. But mostly little things like the 8 verses of Diamond Lion and stuff like that. And then around 1200, you have some great Kagyu teachers. For example, Tsonawa with his 2,000-page Vinaya commentary. And then in the 1400s, you have Tsongkhapa bursts onto the scene like a dawn. And then forever after, you have that tradition. So, and Tsongkhapa, unlike the Kadampas, Tsongkhapa was adamant that we should get evidence from the Indian originals. He refused to make guesses. All of his work is based closely on the Indian classics. So in this case, you're going to have a sutra which doesn't exist and maybe never existed really. And the best you can do is say that it was quoted by somebody in a tenure. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So here we go.
Thank you.
By the way, what are we using this for? Yeah, he's trying to draw a connection between seeing emptiness and purifying bad deeds. He's trying to draw a connection between seeing emptiness and purifying your bad deeds. Okay. And he's in section 74 here, he says this sutra, which he calls the treasure of the one gone thus, okay, which doesn't exist anymore. Okay. He says it mentions the very worst of each of the 10 bad deeds. And then it says, if you see emptiness, you can pretty much cancel even that karma. Okay, so that's the point he's trying to make. That's what he's using the quotation for. He's saying there's a sutra which lists the worst of the 10 bad deeds. And then it tells you, if you see how things don't exist from the beginning of time, Ngen Song du Min Do. What's that mean?
You don't fall down to the lower realms?
Yeah, you will not go to the lower realms. He's trying to sell emptiness. He's trying to sell emptiness. And he says, look, there's a sutra that gives you the very worst of the 10 bad deeds. And then it says, if you see emptiness, you don't have to go to the lower realms. So we should be very interested in this sutra. Okay.
We are.
Let's read it together. Okay. Here it is, and it's quoted in another book. It's a commentary to Samantabhadra's practice, right? Somebody should look up the author for me. It's 4011. Okay, I've been doing this. Okay.
Oh.
All right, please read, and I'll stop you. I didn't cut it up very well.
Jiketu pakpa deshin chekpe zuki dole u su kang shikpa yang yin la rang sang ye yin pate sok dang drawar jelandi ni sok chupa nam ki nang ne chi wa yino.
Let's stop there, and I'll clean it up as we go.
It's Nagarjuna again.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that's pretty good. Okay, good. So he's quoting this sutra called the treasure of the ones gone thus, right? And Usung is what?
Kashyapa.
Yeah,
What'd you say?
Kashyapa. Yeah. I'm not sure about these first words. I'm not sure about this one. Kang Shikpa Yangyan. I'm not sure what it means. I'll have to check, okay? I mean, normally it would mean the one who has been destroyed, but it doesn't fit here. Something's wrong here, okay? But we know they are Rangsangye.
They are a self-made Buddha.
Yeah. And you Soktang tell them. I gotta check this one.
Does it mean kill?
Yeah, you part them from their life. Okay. That's the worst kind of killing you can do. Now you see the pattern. He's gonna give you 10. And then what's he gonna say? Then what's he gonna say?
See emptiness directly and you will not go to the lower realms.
Exactly. Okay. So there's number one. And it's kind of fun to try to guess what's the worst kind of stealing. You ready? Here we go.
Ditate konchok sum ki kortokpa dini majim parlempa nam ki nang ne chiwa, you know.
Yeah. What's the worst kind of stealing? Cord choke is an idiom. Okay. Cord choke is an idiom. And it means to, anybody remember? It means to steal things from the church. Okay.
Oh,
Steal things from the community. Steal things that belong to the Buddhism. Okay. Like stealing statues out of temples or stuff like that. From when monks go into the monks' storeroom and steal the food there, that's called kortok. When a office worker in the monastery embezzles money, that's called kortok. Okay, that's the worst kind of stealing. Okay. Kor here means what belongs to the sangha. Okay.
okay.
All right. Here now, what do we expect next? The worst kind of
Sexual misconduct.
yeah. What's the worst kind of sexual misconduct? Yay! Here we go.
Are we at ditate again? There we go.
Yeah.
Ditate. Mayin la drachom ma yang yimpa de la lok par drupandi ni de pe lok par chupa nam ki nang ne chiwa, you know.
Yeah. By the way, I mean, just for fun, we could number them, right? The 10 bad deeds.
That would be fun.
Okay. Okay. So here's what's the worst kind of sexual misconduct? This is not mayin. This is ma yin.
Is a human.
Oh, no, is your mom
Is your
Yeah,
mom.
someone who's your mother
and
and
an arhat.
then our hottest.
You
Okay.
don't need to say that.
And lopa drupa means have sexual misconduct. Okay, dupa lopa drupa. That's the worst kind of sexual misconduct you can do. Okay, she's an arhat, and she's your mother, and you have sex with her. Then that's like the worst of the worst. It's kind of an interesting list, right? If you really wanted to do the worst of the worst, here you go. And by the way, it proves that Kedub J was telling us the truth about what he advertised. He said, we're going to get a list of the 10 worst bad deeds.
Yeah.
And yeah, it really is. Okay. Okay, here's number 4.
Ditate, deshin shekpa la korwad ndepa dini, zun du mawanam ki nangne chiwao.
Yeah, you can figure that out.
So I'm sorry, I didn't sleep last night.
Yeah, we all didn't sleep last night. We're not used to getting up this early.
No, I was putting in the new text.
Oh yeah. By the way, Utpala did an incredible job that she switched to a different edition yesterday, which means hundreds of pages of redoing everything in one night. So that was pretty amazing.
No, thanks to Nick for getting it done.
Well, thanks to our people who do the input work
Right.
in India, and they're extraordinary. And you guys, I mean, you know, it would be nice as if the Mixed Nuts sent them a bonus or something. If we collected some money together and sent them a bonus, it doesn't take much for them.
Let's do it.
I like to do it every once in a while. Okay.
Let's see if we can get Sonam to join some classes too. She might enjoy this.
She's amazing. They're just amazing. They are extremely well run. Out of all our organizations worldwide, they are the best run organization, really. So, okay, Corn Depp, we had the word earlier this morning. What is it?
You see things as having less existence than they do.
Yeah, you put them down, basically. Who are you putting down?
Dejin Shekpa.
Yeah, you say, Buddha's just an idiot, you know, something like that. And that's the worst kind of lie you can do. Okay, that one's easy. How about the next one?
Ditate, Gendungi yen jepat ndini trama nam kinangne chiwa yeno.
Nice. What's trauma mean? It's the fifth bad deed.
Getting angry.
It's got to be verbal.
Sorry.
What's the fifth bad deed, you guys?
Divisive
Divisive
splitting up
speech.
people.
Yeah, split up friends, right? Split up a community. And yen chepa is the verb for splitting up the sangha. Okay, to split up a dharma group, to split up, to cause a division in a DCI group or an ACI group or a YSI group, okay, or a mixed nuts group. It's called yenche. Gendun means community. It could be the mixed nuts. It could be ACI group. It could be anything. It could be China soft power people. And when you split people from each other, that's called trauma. That's the worst one, okay? When the group is trying to use the ancient wisdom to do their thing and you split them up, then that's the worst kind of splitting you can do, okay? It's better to like split the people in the country between two political groups and take
It's
over.
interesting. I thought this one was to split the community of monks who are, were
Yeah,
ordained by the
technically,
Buddha.
yeah, technically it could be, but but in real practice, it's any spiritual group. Yeah, any spirit-based group. How's that? Okay. All right, number 6. Please read.
Ditate pakpanam la shewa ndi ni sik zupmo nam ki nangne chiwa yeno.
Yeah, shewa means sheshetang. Where do you know sheshetang?
Is that to like put down or talk
It's
about?
to scold somebody.
Yeah.
And it's typically a teacher with a student, like, you idiot, you broke the cups when you were washing the dishes, and that's called sheshe. Nowadays it's called sheshetang. So who's being sheshed here?
An Arya, or all the
you're
Aryas.
scolding an Arya. You're telling an Arya, oh, you idiot, or something like that, you shouldn't have, you shouldn't have done that. Okay, so that's called sheshe, shewa. In modern Tibetan, it's sheshetang. Okay, here we go. Number 7.
I'm sorry, how do you spell that tongue? Sheshe tongue?
Oh, that's a good question. B-T-A-N-G.
Thank you.
The present tense is G-T-O-N-G. Okay. But in colloquial Tibetan, they mix them up.
Okay. Ditate chundu pa nam par yangwa ndi ni dakelwa nam ki nangne chiwao.
Yeah, what's number 7?
Meaningless words.
Meaningless speech.
You sure? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Meaningless talk. What's this one? Oh, by the way, this should be Ngakkewa, okay, right? That's the name of number 7. Okay. Ngakkel. Ngakkel means meaningless blah blah.
Okay.
What's the most meaningless blah blah you can do?
Getting distracted from the Dharma?
You distract a person who
Is practicing the Dharma or believes in the Dharma or
who seeks to practice.
Okay.
Someone is like come and say to you, hey Nick, can you teach me how to meditate? And you start talking about baseball or something. And you don't teach them how to meditate. That's the worst form of blah blah.
Nick would never.
Or what's the newest Netflix movie, okay, number 8. Udpala.
Ditate yang dakpar songpa nam tang yang dakpar shukpa nam ki nyepa trokpar sempandi ni namsem ki nang ne chiwao.
Yeah, now I don't know what he's referring to as Yandapa Songwanam. Okay, it's probably those who are doing good practice, okay? Those who have gone the right way, those who are living the right way, okay? So maybe they're having successful spiritual practice, okay? They have practiced well, they are practicing well, and you chokpa, they're nyepa. Nyepa means to find,
Right.
but as a noun, it means your physical possessions that you need to live, food and you know, heating oil and stuff like that, stuff that you need to live, pizza.
Exactly.
The necessities of life are called nyepa, okay? And you chokpa, what's that mean?
Steal it.
Yeah, but don't forget, number 8 is a mental bad deed, so he has to add.
Oh, that you think about stealing it.
Yeah, great. Yeah, semba, you think about, or you have an intention to steal the necessities of life from someone who has been doing good practice and is doing good practice, and then you mess up their practice. Maybe they're in retreat and you steal their food or something. You're a bear, you climb through their window, you steal their food.
They're chocolate chip cookies that you just
Potato chips. This did happen, we know that.
Yeah. So Yanggak here wouldn't be pure.
Yeah, I would say who have gone well, you see, but I
Okay.
think it's metaphorical. And it's not one that I've seen, it's not one that I'm familiar with. There's a distinction here between songpa, meaning they have practiced well and they have reached some kind of state of good practice, you know? So they have tried, and now they are in a good state of practice, and then you mess
And then
it up by stealing their potato chips, okay? Which is why we stopped giving the 3-year retreatants potato chips. Okay.
You did?
No, just kidding. Number 9.
Ditate samepan nyewar sompandini ne semkinangne chiwal.
Yeah, so what's the basic difference between 8 and 9? If you can state it clearly, it's a big step in your Buddhist practice. What's the difference between 8 and 9? Simply put, number 8, you are
Thinking the wrong way.
I'm going to start you off. Happy or unhappy?
Unhappy.
Unhappy.
Yeah, you're unhappy that someone else is
Getting
Happy.
There's something.
doing well or their practice is going well. It's similar to Seiji's text. And then number 9, you just flip it. You are happy that
They're not
Somebody's
doing
not
well.
doing well.
that they're not doing well, okay? And those are very good definitions of 8 and 9. And if 8 and 9 are 67% of all negative human thoughts, then it makes sense, right? You're unhappy that they're doing well, and you're happy when they don't do well, okay? There's a famous Christian thing we used to recite in my church. We have done those things which we ought not to have done, and we have not done those things which we ought to have done, and there's no health in it. It's a very nice line. You know, you're unhappy that people are practicing, and you're happy when they don't practice. Okay.
Sounds like what we do in the fire puja, right?
Yeah.
We ask the deity, please.
So what is the ultimate happiness that someone messed up?
Five
That's
immediate
number 9.
misdeeds.
Yeah, they did one of the 5
Oh,
immediate misdeeds. Okay. And you're happy. Mepa nyewat sombadini. But actually, nyewat somba means to undertake. So I think what he's saying here is when we undertake to do one of the 5 bad deeds, that's the ultimate malice. That's the ultimate malice. Okay. All right. So nyewat somba means to undertake. Somba can also mean what?
To compose.
Yeah, exactly. Tsamba dam chawa, to promise to compose a book, for example. Okay. Okay, we're up to number 10. Yay. What's going to happen after that, Utpala?
We're going to talk about how seeing emptiness directly keeps you from going to the lower realms.
Yeah, yeah.
If
That's
you have mudma, right?
And the reason why I think you should have this whole quotation in your footnote is that it's so important. You know, it's just so important that I think you should have the quotation in your footnote. Yeah.
Hitate, tabu shintu tipor gyurpa dini lokpar tawanani namki nangne chiwayente.
Yeah. What's chiwa mean by the way, in general?
Doing it like that?
Heavy?
Heavy as
Oh,
opposed to
heavy.
light. Yeah. How do you say the weight of something in Tibetan?
Chiyang.
Yeah, you combine the word for heavy and light. So you say chiang. Okay. Like, how do you say the measure of something?
Long shot.
Bring to
Yeah, long short. You say ringtung, ringtung. So when you have abstract nouns of measurement, you just say the two extremes. So the weight of something is heavy, light. Okay, chi yang. Okay, so chi means literally, and as we use heavy in English for misdeeds or criminal acts, they also use it in Buddhism. Heavy means, serious. Okay, she's so heavy. All right. The only word you don't know here is tippa, which means tippa means blinded by the darkness. Okay. So if your tawa, if your viewpoint of life is tibor, and you have lokta, you think the husband is coming from his own sign. You think he's angry because of nothing related to you. That's called lokta. Okay. When your view of where things are coming from is particularly blinded, then we would say that's the heaviest form of number 10. Okay. And by the way, lokta, classical loktas could be not believing in karma, for example, or not believing in the three jewels. And what he's saying here, what Lord Buddha is saying here, is that to misunderstand the husband in the kitchen is more serious than putting down the three jewels or misunderstanding karma. It's more serious. Okay. That's it.
The shinto before the tip. I mean, if you're already blinded by darkness, how can you be very blinded? I mean, if you're blind.
Well, it's just, more blinded than normal.
Okay.
I don't know. You say 3 times loudly, I didn't do anything, and he's yelling at me.
It's not my fault. It's not
That's
my
Shinto.
fault. Yeah.
And I don't think there's anybody on this Zoom right now who can say they didn't do that in the last 3 days or something. So, okay. All right.
Mi gewe le ki lam chupo di dak tamche ki ni kana matop jempo,
This is Toa, right? Okay, Kanamatoa. A deed which the wise would criticize. It's Kanamatoa. These are the big Kanamatoas. Okay, these 10 ways of acting are the big ones. Okay, let's get this cleaned up. Sorry.
No need to apologize.
This is a beautiful, it's a beautiful piece. I mean, this piece could make a whole teaching. So these are the big bad deeds. And please continue. Usungla.
우승한테 semchen chikgalala shikni gewa chui le hilam le ka nama topa tempo di dak dang demparn jurla but de dang deshin shekpe chutempa you can do dempa la jukte.
Yeah, there's a problem here. I saw. Yeah, this should be Kelte, right, you guys?
Oh.
Okay. Okay, I'm not quite sure where it's going, but listen. Okay, Kashyapa, he's talking to his disciple, right? Kelte Semchen Galala, if any particular living being did one of these two big kanamatoas among the 10 bad deeds, okay? Didak dan Demba Girla, then they would possess that karma. Dayan Deshin Shepe Chutemba, you can do Demba la Jukte. I don't know what he's talking about. Dila Kashi Chebam Kanki no Chip Badakam Senchana such a Medan Yam Shindeda. Okay. If they enter into, right, Jukpa, if they enter into the teachings of the Buddhas, which are based on the ideas of causes and factors, right? If they enter into the teaching on dependence, basically, okay? And because of that, and by the way, that's going to be a theme later in Kiduri's book, okay? The connection between dependence and emptiness, okay? So if they get into the teachings on the 12 links, for example, and then they start to see that, and you gotta distribute this me, okay? You gotta distribute this me in the second line.
Okay.
Okay, which means don't exist, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Kanshik Chepa, there was nobody who did anything when they did these 10, okay? There's nobody who did anything when they did these 10, okay? And there's nobody who's gonna experience the result either, okay? Nyongwa Chepa. There's nobody who's gonna experience the result. And then we have these words that are used in the Diamond Cutter Sutra, right? There's no living being.
Oh, no living being, sorry.
There's no person with a life. There's no personality. Okay, you gotta contact. This is weird. This is something weird. Okay. Okay, we have to check a text. By the way, when you have a Tengyur problem, it's easy to resolve because we have multiple Tengyurs. We have multiple editions of the Tengyur. So you just have to find this text in a different Tengyur, okay? Even if it's miscarved, which it's probably not. It's probably a typing error, okay? So if you think, Medo, nobody did this bad deed, nobody's going to experience the result of the bad deed. There's no living being who did it. There's no person who has a life. There's no person at all, Gayang at all, Medo, don't exist from their
own side.
Own side, okay? Don't go too far, all right?
But it doesn't say that.
No, it doesn't say that. And if Geshe-la thinks you had to say it, he's starting to sound like
Like your
Vivi-
who is it?
Mr.
Baba
Baba
Viveka or
Viveka.
something? Yeah.
yeah, Baba Viveka. He's falling into the Baba Viveka fallacy, which is Venerable Utpala's specialty. You
Falling
explained
into
it the best of
that.
anyone I ever heard anywhere. Okay, now this ch is crucial here, and it's chuma nowadays. They say chuma. Okay,
Fake.
come on, word.
Artificial.
Fake fabric.
Hey,
Artificial.
artificial. Okay, all these people and all these things, all these 10 bad deeds, and everyone who was hurt and everyone who did the hurting are chibu, artificial. Ni, 100%. 100% artificial. Okay.
Would you say
100%.
fake or no? Or
You can say fake.
contrived or
Yeah,
conjured or
contrived is probably perfect for chu. Okay. Okay. And number duma chepa ni, they never happened at all. Okay. They were not a product of the convening of causes and conditions ever. Okay. And they are totally free of all mental affliction. Okay. They are the very essence of freedom of mental affliction. What? The person who did the bad deed, the person they did it to, the doing of the bad deed, they're all just don't exist. Okay. By the way, it'd be easy to misread these and start killing people, right?
yep. I mean,
All right. All right. They are, please read.
Yume chinitang rangshingi selwa nilanjuk ching chu tamche de mane nampar dakpa nila lumpar deparche lakpar mepar jena semchen de nen song du drowar nga ni.
Good.
Right.
Mimao.
Mimao.
Yeah. Yume chunyi. All these things are pure.
Oh, pure illusion.
Good. They are uzel by nature.
They are what? Transparent? They are luminous by nature?
They are the clear light. They are
Okay.
the clear light itself. Okay.
Ooh.
They have no nature of their own. They are clear of any nature of their own. Okay. This is a beautiful expression of itself.
That was all.
They are clear light.
What was that?
They are clear light because they are clear of any nature of their own. Okay. Perfect clear light. Neat. And the person who sees that has entered the clear light.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And they see, they have depa. They have depa. Okay.
They have faith.
They have super faith. Remember depa. What? That all things are number tapa from the Dhamma.
Beginning? No.
From beginningless time.
Oh,
Dhamma
beginning.
means
Sorry.
from the forever. From the forever, they have been totally pure in their nature. Okay. If they have faith in that concept, if they sakpa mupa that concept, if they really, really are passionate
Aspire to it? Yeah.
Yeah. If they're passionate about that concept, then I na mima that they will go to the lower realms.
I say. I myself.
No, mima.
No.
Mima.
Mima.
Mimawa.
I don't say?
Good. I don't say they will nyansong.
That they will fall down to the lower realms.
Yeah, that's so cool. That's such a beautiful denouement, He says, I do not proclaim that they will go to any bad birth. Okay? So there we have it. K2J has been, proven. His interpretation is perfect of this because he promised us back here, okay? He promised us that there's a sutra where the Buddha lists the 10 worst forms of the 10 bad deeds. And then he says, if somebody has faith or believes strongly that things were pure from the beginning, they will not go to the lower realms. But that's not what it said. It said, I
do
don't
not
say
Yeah.
that they will go to the lower realms. Okay, but it's still pretty cool. All right. Okay. So I think that'll be a beautiful footnote. Okay.
So do you say that Lord Buddha is hedging there? If you
Yeah,
say that
it's
they're
also,
not equal in their meaning, is he hedging?
Yeah. By the way, he also doesn't mention that the only person who quotes this missing sutra is Nagarjuna.
Sorry, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That the one he went
So-
on and on about before.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's go back to today. All right. Where are we? Yeah, here we are. Now we're ready to start today's class. Nick, what time we have to start?
9.
Okay, we got 10 minutes. Let's use it. Go ahead.
Kini kam pangrung chip dang denna sunam sarpa mintok ching ngar yunam pe kyer jungwei chiro.
Yeah. What's a kin?
A kin. I'm sorry. I'm not all here.
Kin Mendu. What's kin Mendu mean?
Problem, no problem.
No
Oh.
problem. No, Nick, you must move your head. Okay. Kin
Two
Mendu.
problems or both these problems or?
Yeah, if you have both of these problems
Okay.
or either one of them, okay, then you will not get Sarpa Sinam.
You will not get clear
New Sunam.
uh,
New good karma.
right, good karma. You
And
will not
also
get-
the one you had in the past will nyamba. Okay. The good karma you had in the past will diminish. Okay. Will degenerate. Okay. If you have either one of these problems or you have both of these problems, then you won't make any new good karma. And whatever karma you had in the past already, good karma, will also degenerate. Okay. We better find out what's the two problems he's talking about. Okay. He says he was talking about the motivation for teaching. He was talking about teaching other people. Apparently in our last class, he said, if you want to have the benefits that I've described that come especially to teachers of Buddhism, if you want to have the special good karma that teachers of Buddhism get, well, you're going to have two things going on. Number one, you're teaching for the right reasons. You're not trying to get money and you're not trying to get attention. That's the first one. Okay. And secondly, you're teaching the subject correctly. So these are the two.
Yeah.
Now, the two problems means you are teaching for money or fame, or you're teaching incorrectly. Okay. And now he says, if you have either one of those, not only will you not get new good karma, but whatever good karma you had going into the class is going to degenerate. Okay. You'll ruin your old bad good karma by teaching Dharma. Okay. All right. So it's pretty heavy. It's pretty
I
heavy.
can't do the Q&A this term after all. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to sleep in the morning, I think. Okay, please read.
Để tại yang lopen yek niên kỹ.
He's quoting somebody. Who is it?
Lopen yek niên.
Who is that?
Asugengdu.
Yeah, so Gang better know, or I'm gonna fire him.
Vasabandu?
Vasabandu, right?
Asang as, correct?
Vasabandu, ayah. Yiknyen is Vasabandu, okay? By the way, Yik means the wealth of the earth, which is Vasu. And then Bandhu, I guess, is spiritual friend, Nyen. Okay, like Gewe Shinyan. Okay, and he said, go ahead.
He said, "They cheer conduct chu lokpan jepatang, sem yun mong pa chen yepa tang, kur ti dak drakpan dupe jepa tedaki, dakni ki sunam chempo nyampar jepa yino, she sung pataro."
Yeah, you can pretty much translate this. Kandat means whosoever. Kandat means whosoever. Chepas, the ch, lopa.
Oh, who explains the Dharma incorrectly.
Yeah, whoever teaches a class and teaches the subject wrong, or they get a nyomon chenki sem.
They get a mental affliction.
Yeah, they have a mental affliction attack, and they are looking for nyepa. We had it.
A minute
We
ago.
had it in Sage's text, was it? Yeah, the things you need to practice, right? Oh no, we had it in your text.
Right.
Someone was doing well and you stole their stuff. That was bad deed number 8, I think. Yeah, here it's much more common that nyepa means the money you get from teaching. Money or stuff is called nyepa. It means things you find, right? Gains, ill-gotten gains. Kurti means people are paying you respect. Oh Gesla, oh Gesla. Or Chakpa, you want to be the most famous person. So these 3 mental afflictions, I want money, I want respect, I want fame. Dupe, Chepa de Dagni, those people who teach with these 3 motivations, they're Sunam Chembo Nyam.
Diminish.
Yeah, your own bank account of past good seeds, Dagnigi, your own bank account of past good seeds, Nyam. It's gonna degenerate. Okay. Who
Is it
said that?
Chempo not Nyam or is it Sunam Chempo?
Yeah, your big good seeds from the past, your own big good seeds from the past, Nyam. You're gonna ruin them. Okay. Not only you don't make good karma from teaching, you destroy your past good seeds by teaching. It's pretty depressing. Okay.
But then we got that seeing emptiness directly thing on our side.
Yeah, we can always just read your book and save ourselves. Okay.
Less than a minute.
I don't know.
I
My
got
teacher
this-
would say you got to realize it yourself.
I got a new system of the quotations in your books, okay? And
Okay.
it's to put the quotation in 16-point text so you can see, you can compare it.
Yeah.
And actually, you're going to discover that Kedub J is pretty careful. He doesn't misconstrue things, and he quotes them carefully. So he's good that way. Okay.
Cool.
What I was going to suggest, Venerable Utpala, for next class, I'd like you to create the bibliography entry for this. And my goal is that I don't do bibliography entries anymore for any of you.
Right.
Okay. You are going to make a perfect bibliography entry for this book. And we're going to check it next class together, and I'll fix it. And then we'll get better and better. And then finally, Geshe-la can just not do bibliography entries ever again. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to it's a new headache for you guys. All right. it's a tremendous amount of work, but you can learn it. You can learn
Yeah.
it. Okay. And here's the data you need
Yep.
mostly.
Oh, we got
Remember that the Sanskrit is misspelled here.
Okay.
Don't trust this Sanskrit.
All right.
All right. Okay, we're ready to mandala.
Sashi puki jukshi meto tram viraming shin gampadi sangye shindi te uram jokum Yam Radna Mandala Kami Tayam Gewadi Kevu Sunam Yashe Tok Sok Shin Sunam Yashe Lechun Ampar Kuni Topar Sho.
Okay, next
Thank you,
next time we're gonna talk about who's a worthy vessel to teach emptiness. Okay, that's our subject for next time.
Cool.
Nick, you have any closing remarks, Professor Director?
Thank you, Geshe Michael. Thank you, Venerable Upala, and everybody for attending and translators. We have 9:15 yoga with Anatole, so stay tuned if you want to join that. Yes, sir.
Nick, you and I should work out a system before tomorrow, I guess. Maybe this afternoon sometime. But I would like the people listening in to help propose life tools for DCI that you would find in these readings. Okay, so that's a pretty easy one. Utpala's text is pretty easy, you know. So maybe you guys can be ready before Utpala's next class to describe a life tool based on what we did today. And I think it's pretty obvious, but and it's pretty important also. Okay.
Do you want to talk this afternoon? Can I give you a call when Amelie goes for a nap?
Yeah, you let me know. Text me by phone, and then let's make a system where the best life tool proposed by the audience gets I don't know, a free pizza at the end of the term or something.
Mhm.
Something inexpensive.
The stakes are high.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I've been thinking about it since you mentioned it, and Seiji brought it up too. So there's some ideas floating around.
Yeah, actually, Nick, we had a meeting last night and we voted a director for life tool creation for DCI. There's a famous saying, those present are never without fault. Sorry, those present are never without excuse, and those absent are never without fault. So we kind of voted for somebody to take that position. Do you have any idea who we voted?
Nick.
Yeah, it was Nick.
Something wrong with my camera.
DCI director of life tool development, which is kind of how we're gonna keep it going after Geshma. Okay, so anyway,
It would be an honor to help.
not that you don't need like 10 assistants, but I think it. I mean, I'm just popping that on you in public. We can talk about it. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
11 minutes for Anatole's class. Stay tuned if you want. Thank you so much, Geshe Michael.
Bye.